Hello, everyone. The year was 2015, and one of the biggest startup clubs were holding a entrepreneurship carnival for 7 days. And I received the invite to go and speak at one of their event. I was thinking, why did they call me? Neither have I achieved something substantial, nor am I a successful entrepreneur yet. Or neither am I a well known speaker as yet. Then why did they call me? Even though these questions were running in my mind, I went ahead and grabbed that opportunity. While other speakers were talking about their successes and how great they were, I chose to bear it all. I spoke about the challenges that I was going through in my entrepreneurial stint at that point in time, along with my other professional and personal setbacks. The moment I got off from the stage, suddenly I saw a crowd of 150 crowding me. Some wanted to congratulate me, some wanted to thank me for the impact that I had created, and some wanted to thank me for making them introspect. That was a phenomenal experience. However, in my mind, I knew I had a long way to go before I could become a professional speaker. And there I started doing many researches around honing my professional speaking skills, business skills, and so on and so forth. In that process, I wasted a lot of time and money. In 2018, I hit upon a simple Facebook post by Kiruba Shankar, the founding president of PSAI. And that's how my rapid journey of growth started as a professional speaker. Hello, everyone. I'm Srijata Bhatnagar, a setback leader and a global speaker, and your host for the day at the PSAI Talk Show. How are you all doing? At PSAI on Fridays at 9 p.m., we have our members come and share their expertise and experiences with you to make you a better speaker, trainer, and coach. At PSAI, Professional Speakers of India, we have values and vision. So our vision is to become the #1 professional speakers association in the world. And also the values that we go by are respect, integrity, trust, and excellence. Now, while we're talking about these 4 values, our today's guest exudes these values in her. But I also hear she talks about WTF and getting high. Wow. What is this F word we are talking about? Do you have a clue? Well, we are not talking about that F. We are actually talking about finance. And while she handles and her niche is around finance, she also makes it fun. We have today with us Sangeeta Shankaran Sumesh, or our own Sangi. Sangi has 25 years of experience in the industry. Well, how old she must be? She says she is just sweet 16. She is a CFO turned a CEO and an entrepreneur and a professional speaker today. She also is an author of 3 different books, and she's a profit maximizer. She works with business coaches. She coaches businesses as well as she works with high performance for high profits. So here we have Sangeeta Shankaran Sumesh. I feel honored to know her. Sangi, welcome to the PSAI Talk Show.
Thank you, Srijata. Thank you for the awesome introduction. And it's such a delight and pleasure to be part of this show.
Isn't it? And it's amazing to chat with you again and again and again. We love chatting with each other. And they have put us both today. So let's have some fun together. What say?
Done deal.
Great. Let me straight get into the point, right? Let me ask you. You call yourself a gain enabler, I hear. How did you come up with this term and how did you choose this to be your unique niche? Tell us more about that.
To be honest, it wasn't easy. I was struggling for this for over 2 years. I didn't know how to brand myself simply because I was like 25 years in the corporate and finance has been my niche. And then just as I was wondering, what do? I wanted to go beyond and then see what else I can do to contribute better and more towards people. I stumbled upon coaching. So I went ahead and I completed with International Coaching Federation. I got myself a professional credential coaching certificate. And it was an amazing journey. So for a long time, what I was doing was I was looking at finance separately, and then I was looking at coaching separately as two different things. While I thought I should step into the world of coaching full time, I was being recognized as a finance professional who had, so many years of experience as a CFO and of course as the author of WTF. So this became my credential. So like jumping into something new, I wasn't sure how people would look at me and accept. So for a long time, I had this debate going on in my head. And then I realized, why should I look at them as silos? What if I were to blend them together? And that's when it struck me, my sweet spot is to be a business coach. Because, the CFO is always dealing with money and, a business partner. CFO is a business partner. So, and as a coach, I'll be able to strengthen businesses better. So then I realized, yes, this is what I want to do. And this thought immediately resonated a lot with me. So I decided, yes, let me work with corporate leaders and entrepreneurs, enable high performance and enhance their financial growth. So you see, that's why I say HP for HP, high performance for high profits. And I get to the root cause. And I believe the root cause is high performance. So that's how I was able to arrive. And I said, yes, my niche is going to be finance and high performance because I find the two related. And of course, since I've been a corporate leader for a long, people, look at me for leadership tips as well as a diversity expert. So I decided to club that in as well. But my core, my niche is high performance and finance, which I say is high profits. So to answer your question on the why, I have undertaken a mission. The mission is to enable, empower, and elevate businesses and individuals for high performance and high profits.
Brilliant. So we're talking about HP for HP, which means high performance for high profits. In PSAI, we also believe in performing all the time at the highest and the most top grade so that we can become brilliant global speakers earning millions of money, right? Now, you are our in-house Moolah girl. I call you that, right? So my Moolah girl, tell us, what can us professional speakers do to raise our performance, to raise our profits? What are your tips?
Absolutely. So let me attack the Moolah part first. Yes. So I believe we all are entrepreneurs. We are all in the business of speaking, right? So we need to be smart when it comes to the financial management. So you know what I say? Smart financial management. If that were to be a formula, how would that be? Financial awareness plus financial prudence is what is smart financial management. Now, if you were to break that down and look at it as two different things, what is financial awareness? Take a pause. Think. Are you doing the best thing for you? Is it the right thing? And of course, look at what the financial implications can be. And that will enhance your financial awareness. What about the financial prudence part? What did I say? Smart, right? And like I'm an acronym person because Acronyms are easy to remember as well, and the recall value is also very high. So here I go with my acronym of SMART. What is SMART? S is having specific financial goals. What I realized is many of us speakers, especially, we call ourselves professional speakers, but we may not really have goals, financial goals, or even if we have, we probably don't have specific financial goals. So here I am nudging all you speakers to have specific financial goals for your business, speaking business. Then comes M. What is M? M is to be mindful. Mindful about all the spend that you're doing with regard to the speaking business. Don't just go by the herd mentality. Somebody, my co-speaker has these fancy tools. My co-speaker has invested in this gadget, so on and so forth. It's great. But my friends, my speakers, what I would nudge you is check is it the right thing for you to do? Are you getting a return on your investment by spending your money on these things? While it is required, is it really helping you to up your game? So M is to be mindful about the spend. What is A? Before I jump to A, I have a little tip here for you. Like Srijata, all of us speakers, we love to get all these fancy things. We want the best in technology, best in gadgets. We want to be all over, right? Which is fine too.
Yes.
But if you're struggling there, let me give you another tip here. What is that? If you cannot curb your expenses, look for ways to increase your revenue. So my A out of the SMART is abundant revenue. So see what are the different ways by which you can enhance your speaking revenue. It could probably mean you're getting more clients, more speaking business, or probably it's just as simple as raising what you charge your clients. Or of course, there are many other subsidiary ways by which you can supplement your speaking business. So see what works, try them out, but ensure your revenue is in abundance. What is R? R is to always have a reserve. So reserve creation is what R is for. See, like, our speaking business, it's not like a monthly salary. So we don't know every month we will get a minimum X amount or, what is it? We don't really have a clue. So what do you do there? Ensure you have a reserve, because there could be something that you really want to invest in. There could be something you want to purchase, or whatever it is. Ensure you have sufficient reserves for your speaking business. And T, of course, is time bound, right? All of this time is very crucial. So ensure you're able to do everything within the time limits that you've specified for yourself. So let me quickly sum it up. S is specific financial goals. M is mindful in your spend. A is abundant revenue. R is reserve creation. And T is time bound. So that is the finance tip I wanted to share with my fellow speakers.
Woo-hoo! Now that's an amazing tip. While I couldn't write it because I was listening to you intently, I hope my other speaker buddies have written it down and they will be sharing it with me as well. It's an amazing tool. So, folks, are you being smart with your money? The moolah. Think and then act accordingly. So, Sangeeta, we are going to move to the next space, right? And this is something very, very exciting for me as well, because I have been an entrepreneur and I have also had a corporate job and left it. So I want to ask you here, you have had a glorious career in the corporate, right? And you were the CFO at a very big multinational company, and you were at the peak of your career when you chose to leave it all and follow your passion and follow your dream of becoming a professional speaker and a business coach. Why did you choose that, and how was that journey?
So to be very honest, Srijata, what I realized working for 25 years, I was able to create a big impact for the organization that I have been working, different organization, whichever organization. And of course, that made me feel really good about myself. So I just had this thought, if I'm able to impact an organization positively, I asked myself, what if I can extract this to many organizations? So that was the thought which actually triggered my thought process of, what if I can go beyond just one organization? So I had this thought for quite some time, and then I wasn't quite sure where, how, I didn't have clarity initially. And of course, like I mentioned, that's when the coaching happened. And like I told you, I decided to blend the two and then see how I can really contribute to many businesses. So be it corporates or entrepreneurs, I really want to ensure that the business is doing well. That's why I keep insisting high performance for high profits. So for people who are considering, who are like cat on the wall and who want to take this plunge, let me share my experience out here. Of course, it wasn't an easy task. I was actually, I think, contemplating on this for quite some time. I think probably 4 to 5 years. I was thinking about it, and I was procrastinating. And I'm sure you must have guessed why, because I wasn't sure, right? So what did I do? For the last couple of years, 3-4 years, I was doing both the things parallelly, right? So I wanted to be sure that I get my clients. I didn't want to just take a blind leap of faith. So over weekends, after hours and stuff like that, I was working with my clients as a business coach. So that gave me the confidence. So it was not like a blind decision, but something that I well thought through about. So this is a way I feel we can overcome this fear, because we also have to test waters, right? But having tested that gave me a lot of confidence, which is why I was able to take the leap. So for people who are considering this shift, all I would like to tell you is play your game safe. You need to do it, because only when you take the plunge and come over to this side will your clients and the people around you realize that you are serious about it, and the fact that you have stuff in you. And that's why you have taken this leap into getting started by yourself. So go ahead, test your waters, do what it takes, and then go ahead and take this plunge.
Neat. You waited for 4-5 years, and you're not alone, Sangi. Even I had waited for almost 2 to 3 years before I took the first plunge at my entrepreneurship stint. So I'm going to ask the audiences at this point in time: are you waiting to take that plunge? For how long? If you have waited and now taken the plunge, how many years did you wait? Tell us in the comments, how many years did you really wait, or are you waiting to take that plunge? Maybe, just maybe, you will find the inspiration to find a way to do both and then take safe bets, right? We'll move to the next segment here, Sangi, and I'm going to ask you this question around that. I know you are one of the founding members of PSAI, and I met you way back in 2019 when we had the first PSS 2019 in Chennai, right? That was the first big event for our PSAI, and I met you there. And at the first meetup itself, this is for the audience, I was blown away with her. In fact, I had saved her number in my phone as the Mula girl. So you can imagine how I was blown away by her. Right? Now, but then because you are a founding member of PSA, I'm intrigued to ask you this question. What was the encouraging moment, or what was that, the reason behind that you chose to be part of this particular professional association? And how did it all start? What were the initial thoughts behind this?
Right.
Tell us, go back in the memory lane and tell us what was going on at the beginning.
Yes, great question, Srijata. So if I were to go back into the memory lane, like you said, the first thing that really appealed to me about PSI, and what really stuck, I didn't know till then. I used to give a lot of talks, but till that moment, I didn't quite know that professional speaking could actually be a stream of revenue. So, I used to get invited for umpteen number of talks. I was always going and happily sharing. But of course, they were all free talks. I was never really getting paid. At the most, people used to give you a nice memento and stuff like that. And that was it. And I was very happy with it. So PSAI that way was an eye-opener for me to say, hey, you could actually get paid for your talks. So that was like an aha moment for me. So that is what was a big eye-opener to me about PSAI. So then I realized, okay, if you need to get paid, you need to up your game, right? You can't be delivering your free talks and the paid talks in the same manner. There has to be a differentiator because, like there are dime a dozen speakers out here in India, right? So you need to have the differentiating factor in you. So that I realized PSI is a great platform that can offer it because you're surrounded with so many awesome speakers and we learn so much from each other, right? And when you're there in that space, you are automatically pushed to grow as a speaker. So that is what really appealed to me. And regarding the thought process that you asked me, definitely it was a lot of like-minded people, and I realized professional speakers are givers, right? You know how much we help each other, how we give and cherish and support each other, right? This is a great community that just loves giving to each other, supporting each other, and contributing to the growth and success of each of us as a speaker. So I realized definitely this is the place to be. So PSAI, I would say, has really helped me to grow, and it has helped me to evolve as a better speaker. So that is what I really, really like about PSAI.
Superb, superb. So I want to ask you a little bit more on the growth part of it, right? How did PSAI really help you grow? What are those 2, 3 things that you got, concrete stuff that I'm talking about, that PSAI helped you grow from a speaker that you were probably in 2018 or 2017 and now in 2021? What has changed in Sangeeta Shankaran Sumesh? Tell us more.
Right. So, like I said, I have definitely evolved as a much better speaker for sure. And that apart, if I were to really pin it down and give you specifics, one is, of course, my moniker, the Gain Enabler. PSAI is the one that triggered this thought process because I didn't know what a brand moniker was, and I didn't know it was good to have one as well. So, all credits to PSAI for that because that's what put the seed in my thought process, right? So that was like a great takeaway. And now I have put all my social media handles as the Gain Enabler because then it becomes easy for people to remember and to connect, right? So that has been a great change in me, I would say, because thanks to PSAI. And that apart, I think what is really, really good is our exposure to global platforms, global speakers, and globally what's happening in the speaking world and the speaking industry. We have so many people from different parts of the globe addressing our community and, helping us to learn and grow from each other. And Srijata, why did both of us go to Philippines together? We were both speaking at the Global Authors Summit, right? And how did that happen? It was through PSAI, right? So your exposure gets a lot better. And you're updated with the latest things, what is happening around the world and stuff like that. And undoubtedly, the community is such that it stimulates your thinking and you learn from each other. So I think those are the key things if I were to put in the nutshell. And apart from that, of course, many other things. It's a great community, great friends. So all of those are all the perks or the bonuses, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you reminded me of one of the best experiences of me being a speaker in an international forum. In fact, it's a small trivia. That was my first international experience as a speaker, going for a big conference where 500 people were sitting, and we were having a big auditorium where we were standing on a big black stage, like the TEDx type stage, and talking. So it was a great experience. But I'm going to ask you a question. One of the experiences that we have around the taxi driver in Philippines who was hitting on you, Sangeeta. Tell us, how did that happen?
Well, I know I am irresistible, be it a taxi driver
Totally.
or the president or the prime minister. Everybody likes me, Srijata. What to do? I cannot help it. But you know what I tell all of them? Guys, sorry, I'm already taken.
Oh. And also the experience about how we were drooling over the mayor of Manila, right? Isco Moreno. Wow,
Yeah.
he is amazing. He's such a kind guy, handsome, was an actor, and now a politician, and a good politician at that. Can you beat it, guys? Like, how can we not fall for him, right? So both of us actually wanted to meet him. Unfortunately, we couldn't, but we almost met him, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Great, great. Let's get back to the serious part of the discussion once again. I know we keep having fun, but then when there is Sangeeta and when there is Srijata, it has to be fun, isn't it? So Sangeeta, I know that you do amazing jingles, and I've seen it in your LinkedIn profile. You express yourself through jingle, through a 30-minute jingle, 30-second jingle. I want to know, how do you come up with such jingles? Yeah, you work on finance, and how come you come with such cool, fun, interesting jingles all the time, just like that? Tell us more. Teach us. How do we find our jingles like that?
So, like you exactly said, your question has the answer as well. Finance, most people think finance is difficult, finance is challenging, finance is boring, and stuff like that. And that's exactly what I want to do. So I want to break this myth about finance, make it simple and easy and fun for everybody so that they're able to relate with finance in a much better way. And guess what? This jingles started more as fun, and then I realized, okay, people really seem to like it and appreciate it. So that's now kind of become like my USP. It's become something that's unique to me, and it has very good reception wherever I go, any part of the world or even here, whatever. People, it brings a smile, lightens the mood, and cheers them up. So I think it's a great way to connect to the audience. And your question on how it started, I guess it has to do with me being a mom, because when my kids were small, they were babies, it was a task to feed them. Like most kids, they used to refuse to eat healthy stuff, especially. So I had to kind of trick them into it and say, hey, look at this, look at that, whatever, and then put them food into their mouth. So I thought, okay, let me try the same way, because that's the only way people will start accepting finance, and more importantly, start falling in love with finance. That's why I say romance with finance.
Ooh, romance with finance.
Yes.
So, Sangeet,
Yes.
would you like to share that jingle, that 30-second jingle that you put in your LinkedIn profile with us? I love that jingle, and I want all the audience to listen to that jingle. Can you please do it for us? It's
Oops.
a
Okay, let me
request.
recall. I don't even remember right now. How does
Oh, you
it
can
go?
put something. It's okay.
Okay, let me go. Let me see how it comes now. Dough is money. I make you money. Ray, I'm a business advisor. Me, a coach who'll work with you. Far, I'll take you along to game. Sow the seeds of profits. La, a noted author too. T, I teach high performance. That'll make you more dough.
Woo! Wasn't it amazing, audience? Can we have some claps, some good, good emojis for her? Let's show her some love, folks. In the
Thank you.
meantime, I'm going to ask her. She was talking about, she's a noted author. Not only that, she's an awarded author as well. And she's written 3 books. One of them is What the F? What the F are we talking about, Sangi here?
Right. So, Srijata, like I said, finance, people think it's confusing, it's boring. But the fact is, finance cannot be ignored by any business, right? So, I decided to simplify finance, make it easy, give practical, actionable points for the readers so that they can start implementing it into business. See, they don't need to get into the concepts and theory. What are the challenges? What are the solutions can be to overcome their financial challenges? So that is what I started to highlight. And that is what the book is about. So, like I said, I work on profits, right? So I help maximize profits, as well as, of course, I have also brought in the finance story of some of the very successful entrepreneurs who have shared their learnings, their mistakes, so that everybody doesn't have to do the same mistakes, right? So this book, WTF, What the Finance, is about profit maximization as well as on managing the cash. So that is what WTF is about, and the book is doing well even now. I'm quite surprised because it became a national bestseller and it started to continue thereafter. So every time somebody reads it and gets back to me, or even strangers, or post it on LinkedIn or other social media, I always get a high about it, right? So I said, okay. And I have been speaking a lot about high performance, and I realized, so the reception on high performance has been very good. So I said, what if I make that into a book as well? And that's when I had already started my coaching journey, and I realized a lot of people who I was coaching was for high performance. So I just started to put them together, and lo behold, I had Get High. So Get High actually talks about some real life examples. All of them are from my coaching experience. And then I have spoken about what are some of the challenges, the common challenges that people find when they want to accomplish high performance and yet are not able to. So what are the challenges? And again, I've given them solutions, and I've made it like an activity book, right? So they can just work around it. And the idea is to enable them to get to a next higher version of themselves in whatever work that they're doing, right? So that's why I've said it's Get High, how to coach yourself for high performance in your work. And Srijata, like the book has been endorsed by Dr. Marshall Goldsmith and Ron Kaufman, both of whom are New York Times bestsellers, and also a lot of the senior industry leaders from our country. So I was really happy that the book is doing well. Yes.
It is doing
And by the
amazingly
way,
well. And
By the way,
yes.
I am going to let out a small secret just for our community.
What's that?
The next
Let's
one is on its way, and you almost got the title. What did you call me? Moolah Girl, right? So the next one, yes. So the next one hopefully should be out in the next couple of months, and it's to do with Moolah.
Ooh, super. I'm super duper excited right now. And with that excitement, and I want to ask you right now about okay, so we're almost towards the end of it. We have the fun element, the surprise element still there remaining. Don't go anywhere, audience. Stay there. I'm going to ask her some very difficult questions she has no clue about. Right? But before that, Sangeet, I want to ask you what are your tips for speakers, coaches, and business owners, that the final tips that you will give, which would probably help them in their finance decision making and finance management? Your 2, 3 tips.
I have already given on finance, so let me give now on high performance,
High
because high
performance. Yes.
performance, yes, is the root
Makes
cause.
sense.
So you know what I want to tell them? Go and sin. You're probably wondering what sin is about. So sin is another acronym that I've come up with. So S stands for your strengths. Leverage on your strengths. Whatever are your strengths, it could be your domain, your niche, it could be even the language, right? Or the appeal that you have, the charm that you use to certain audience. So whatever are your strengths, leverage your strengths. You don't really have to look at your weaknesses, chuck the weaknesses, but focus on your strengths and make it so strong that you are the champion, right? So go ahead, S is your strength. What about I? I is to invest. Invest where? What? Invest in yourself. Because if you invest in your growth, you gain, right? So keep yourself updated with whatever is happening, especially in relation to your domain, your expertise, whatever it is. So go ahead and invest in yourself. N is to say no, right? No, you must be wondering what. Yes, because if you want to move forward in your high performance journey, you must learn to say no to things that do not serve you, right? So let me repeat that. To move forward in your high performance journey, you need to say no to things that do not serve you. So S is your strength, I is invest, and N is no. So go ahead and sing yourself. And of course, apart from that, you could always join awesome communities like PSAI to up your skills and up your game, and just sharpen your skills, your speaking skills, and automatically your clients, your potential clients will start getting attracted and will flood to you. So that is what I wanted to say. And of course, remember this: you are the most precious asset that you own. So make sure you appreciate it.
Woohoo! You are the most precious asset that you own. Make sure it's appreciating. I love that one. And Sangi, now we are in the most exciting part of the conversation, right? And the first question, here it comes. You need to answer it. You need to form your answer in 5 seconds. And while she's answering it, audience, you can answer the questions as well in the chat box. So here is the first question coming your way. What is the first thing that you do in the morning?
Do you really want me to spell it out? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. After I finish my routine morning chores, I love to work out. If not, I am doing my, pranayama breathing exercises. Like, I've been into art of living for like 16, 17 years. So I ensure that every single day I do the basic, simple breathing practices and meditation, because I think that's been a great game changer for me personally.
Superb. So audience, what is the first thing that you do in the morning? Sangeeta, by the way, is also a Olympic level triathlon runner, right? She's finished that. And also she's a practitioner of art of living for a long, long time. So you're talking to a very fit girl here. Please remember that, right? The next question that I have for you is, I know you have many, many of these, but I want you to come up with your favorite movie quote and tell us, why is it your favorite movie quote?
Oops, you're putting me in a spot because I hardly watch movies.
Are
You
you
know,
serious? No,
yes,
come on.
because no, let me clarify. During my college days, CA days, and all of those, even our initial few years of marriage, I was a big movie addict and a movie buff. I used to kind of see almost every other movie, and then motherhood happened, which meant I did not have time for anything. And of course, I had to choose. I needed to be clear on my priorities. And I realized that, I wasn't happy with just a little bit. So it should either be 0 or 100. So I decided, all right, let me give it up. So I stopped watching TV. I haven't watched TV in last, I don't know, 18 years probably, 17, 17 years or so, yeah. And movies, yes, I do watch, but it's occasional and only the really good movies. And I'm bad at remembering dialogue, so sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. Nija has an interesting comment here. Said, "Kitne aadmi the?"
That I know,
Right?
Sholay.
Yes. And again, one of my favorite dialogue from the same movie is, "इतना सन्नाटा क्यों है भाई?" Right. So let's move into another segment here and another question here. And the question is, you have to complete the sentence. Never have I ever. Woo! Okay, nice. Okay, now I want you to tell me 3 words that define you, Sangi, from your perspective. And I want to ask the same question to the audience. Tell us 1 word that you think defines Sangi. Show us some of your love, folks. Sangi, over to you. 3 words that define you. Quick.
WTF, what the fun?
Can't be better than that, isn't it, Sangi? How can it be better than that? Guys, I want your words for Sangi in the chat box. Please, please share in the comments.
Yes,
We want to
yes,
tell
yes.
her what do we think is about her. While you do that, FFG, what is FFG? Wow, Bharti, please spell it out for us. Never have I done the math. Nice, Nija, I like that. Oh God. So Sangeeta is there to help you, Nija, to do the math here. That's what we're
Yes,
trying to say.
yes.
Right? Now, I want you to tell us something that none of us know. Something that will surprise us all and make us go, wow, ये भी कर लेती है क्या?
Something that I've done or I want to do.
Anything. There's something about you that we would get surprised to know. We would never imagine
Yes,
something like this.
yes, that's right. Yes, dancing eyebrows.
Ah! And making faces.
Yes.
And also going on Hash TV and beating up Harish and Pravi.
Of
If you
course, of
haven't
course.
checked out those clips, the Hash TV clips audience, you must check out those Hash TV clips. They are
Yes.
hilarious, I must tell you that. Subramanian has a very interesting thing to say. Never have I ever allowed the math to do its trick on me. Good one, Subbu. Good one. Okay, there is last question. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. The question is, what is that one learning that has changed your life?
All right. So I would say, normally, what is it that we are used to? No pain, no gain. But I would definitely want to change it, and I'll tell you why. At least I have changed it. I tried to change it internally for me to say no pain, yes gain, right? Because we all want gains, and of course we don't want to take as much pains, right? So what I felt, if we can make that shift in our mindset, it helps a lot. And you know what really triggered this? This was probably when I was in my class 3 or class 4, one of the elementary classes. And that's when I had learned how to cycle. And like most people say, oh, cycling, you have to fall a couple of times and then that's how you learn cycling. But you know what? Thankfully for me, I never had a fall. And I just learned it like that. So I realized, they said, it doesn't really have to be that you have to have a pain to gain. So just go ahead, change it. If you can change it in your subconscious mind, well, it would work wonders.
Wow, no pain, yes gain. I'm
Yes.
going to tell that to my 12-year-old daughter as well. I hope you all enjoyed the show today. I love talking to Sangi and I love the fun that we had and the memory lane that we went by, Philippines trips, etc., and all of this. With this, now I'm going to call someone who has been the backbone for both of us and have been supporting us throughout the day to take care of the backstage and the back end. Here
Yes.
I call Bharti Nayak, the co-host of today's show. Bharti has been helping us, even though her house was, filled with water because of incessant rain in Baroda. Still, she managed to do things that she's supposed to do. That is what I call high performance. That is what I call professional. Bharti, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this for both of us.
Yes, Bharti, thank you, and a high five to you.
Yes, at the backstage, I was getting high. I said, "Oh my God, these two ladies are on fire!" And like, what the fuck? I mean, what am I doing at the backstage? I said, what the finance? And
Yes,
yeah, there's so much of fun with finance. I never ever thought about it because as an entrepreneur, as a professional speaker, I would say, oh, finance, okay. I know it's at the end of the day, we want those mullahs, we want that, but yes, it's a task. We need to go through this. It's boring. The chartered accountants, they just eat our heads, and we have to go through those accounting work. But with your, I was just going backstage and I was like, wow, here is somebody who is talking about finance with so much of fun. So I was really amazed. It was
Thank
very
you.
interesting, Sangeeta. And thank you so much for joining the talk show. And
My
I couldn't resist myself. So thank you so much, Srijata, for calling me now. Because otherwise it's always like, oh, I'll come at the end. But good that I came now.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And I'm going to just summarize the my learning. Of course, the HP for HP is one of the definite learnings. High performance for high profits. You know, and second thing is that play safe. You don't need to take unwanted risks by letting go of your high-paying job and just following your passion. Dip your legs into the water. Take some dipstick study, find out whether this is making sense for you or not, and then quit. But then do it fast. That's second. And third, and most favorite of me, is go sin. I love that word. I love that acronym, that word. I don't know why people say sin is a bad thing. Find your strength, invest in yourself, and start saying more no's than yes. That would be my summary for the takeaways in this conversation. I loved conversing with Sangi. And Sangi, thank you so much for sharing with so much of poise and ease. Thank you, dear.
pleasure. Thank you, Srijata. You were awesome as usual. And thank you, Bharti, for all the support.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. See you.
And with this, I would like to share this, Srijata, because we just heard Sangeeta being the founding member of PSAI and how it all started, putting the foundation in place. What was the thought process behind putting up this whole association for all the professional speakers that we are here in India? And what rightly she mentioned that, and of course, I remember your story when you said that 2015 and this is 2021. What a tremendous growth in professional speaking. And this is definitely the community, this is definitely the association that we must come forward to and be together in this community. So if all of you who are watching this talk show, and when you look at the recording later, and you want to be a part of this association, if you want to be a part of this community, a community of givers, where each one of us grow together, work together, and we have such an amazing relationship with each other, go to psai.in and see it yourself. What are the benefits to be at a member at PSAI? Thank you so much, Rijata. I'll take your off and over to you.
Thanks, Bharti. Yes, I couldn't agree more with Bharti on this that PSAI can be that platform which accelerates your growth as a professional global speaker. So go ahead, take that leap of faith. It is important for your own growth. Most importantly, I'm going to tell you that this is the end of today's show, but please come back next week at 9 p.m. sharp in the same page. We will have another exciting guest with another exciting host talking, telling, sharing their experiences and examples of growth and success, and also sharing their tools. So while you do that, enjoy your weekend and please come back next Friday at 9 p.m. I'll see you soon. Good night. Shabba khair. Shubh Ratri. See you.